Hi enjoyers, today we are going to create some interaction between third-person character and vehicle. I'm going to make player able to enter the car and exit that car. It is not that hard to do, but you need to have some knowledge. But before that, if you want to get my completed projects and created assets, you can subscribe to my Patreon. There you can find some assets and projects from my videos. I would appreciate any support. Let's start. First of all, we need to go to our blueprint of player and we need to create some inputs for our interaction. So I'm going to create another input action of enter car. All right, save it, go to the input mapping context and add new mapping. Enter car, I'm going to assign E, save it. Alright, I'm not going to explain every single step detailed just because I did it in the previous video. If you didn't see, you can go and check it out. I'm going to keep this video shorter. So yeah, let's continue. Go to the blueprint of player, right click here and add that input action of enter car. Okay, we can now enter the car with this button. We need to create branch connected here. And we need to create new variable which called a car reference. This is our car. And let's change it to pawn because our vehicles are pawn and object reference of that pawn. Alright, compile and save. Add that car reference here and find out is it valid. So if this variable is valid, it means that we have car around. And if we have that car around, we can interact. If we don't have car around nearby, so we can't. So this is a condition. If it is false, we can't interact. When we have car, it is valid, then it is true. Then call the node which called do once. This node is for making our code working only once. You can reset it if you want, but this is just to prevent some bugs and problems when the players just spam that button. For example, this is E button and player can just smash that button, just spam it and cause a lot of problems. So this is just for preventing that stuff. All right, what we need to do, we need to create here new control. So get player controller like this. We need to possess. Possess is the node that allows you assign new pawn for your controller. So this is you, this is player controller, and this is the pawn that you can control. And currently we control our third-person character. But when you add our car, we can actually make it as our controlled pawn. So we will control this car. Alright, then we have this blueprint of player. We need to hide it. So we can use this mesh and cancel component. And what we need to do, we need to hide both. So set visible and make this invisible, because this is our visuals, and making this invisible, we can hide them from the game. But also we have this physical presence, which is this capsule component. I told it in the previous video. So this physical component also must be removed. So set collision enabled and no collision. And at this point, our character is just some information on the screen, but we can't see it and we can interact with that. And this is fine. This is because we don't want to remove it completely from the game. Maybe your character has some inventory, weapons, for example, some stuff, and you don't want to remove it, you want to keep it, and you will spawn your character on the right place, and that character would be the same character as when you enter the car. I hope you understand what I mean. If you destroy the character and spawn it again, that character will be brand new, without inventory, without stuff, and you can keep it still, you can save the character as a variable, but I'm going to make it simple, just hide the character and then spawn it in the right place. Yeah, so this is collision enabled, set visibility, and possess, right? All right, now we need to make sure that character is right at the car and the car is able to interact with the player. So we need to go to our home of vehicle. So we're going to vehicle template, blueprints, sport car pawn. This is our car. As you can see, this is pawn, and we have different type of components. So first of all, we have mesh, cameras, and we have this vehicle movement component. And this is not the same as character movement. You have these different settings. And also, this is the difference between pawn and character. Alright, we need to create a component that defines can character interact with car or not. So we need to create interaction area, which is a box collision. Box collision. This is our interaction area. When the player in this area, the player can interact with the car. So here you have this box extend. This is our sizes. So let's change it to 80, 160 and 40. Make it higher, so it must be above the ground, like this, and make it a little bit like this. Alright, when the player is at the doors, the player can interact with the car. Compile and save, scroll down, we have here begin overlap, click here. This is an event for interaction, and also end overlap. This is when the player is not around the doors. So we need to check out that other actor is actually character. So we can cast to player. And we have this blueprint of player. This blueprint of player. And Control D, and you can duplicate that. Connect it here as well. So what we can do, because this is a blueprint of player, we can call values from here. And we have this car reference, so we can call it actually from here. Set car reference. And connect it here. And Control D, connect it here. And target must be player. Now, when the player moves away from the interaction area, that car reference must become empty. But for this part, when the player is in the area, we need to call our pawn here, so we can actually create self-reference, get reference to self, and connect it to here. Now we set the car reference value here, and then in the player we will get it, and then we can possess exactly this car. Okay, let's check it out how it looks like. I'm going to start. I'm going to here and press E. Now I'm in the car, and you can see our character is no more here. So I can control car still, but I enter the car. And the problem why we can't is because we don't have control for our vehicle. Remember, we here at the start we get this enhanced input local player subsystem and add mapping context for third-person character. So currently we need to create the same stuff for our vehicle. So I'm going to call get player controller, and I'm going to get from here get enhanced input local subsystem, and then for here I'm going to add mapping context and connect it to here. Alright, then I need to click here and use this first one. This is this is a game third person input. We need vehicle template input. Check it out in the path and click here. Alright, compile and save. Now let's check it out again. It must work correctly now. Yeah, you can see I can drive my car, and also I can't interact with my character. My character is right at the left from the car. Let's see it again. Okay, you can see I can go through my character, and there is no interaction, and also we can't see our character. So this is correct one. And the last part is rejecting from car. So when the player wants to exit the car, what we can do? We need to do that in the sport car pawn, because at that point we're controlling our sport car. So what we need to do, we need to create input action for vehicle. So I'm going to use this vehicle template, input, you have this IMC default, and have action. Let's add another action, input action, exit car. Alright, let's go to the IMC default and add new mapping, which is our exit car. Alright, I'm going to assign the same button, E, and let's check it out. Do we have E anywhere else? Spacebar. Yes, sometimes if it is not your blueprint, you need to check it out because you can accidentally change input to the same as some other stuff. Alright, we have our input. Now let's go to the sports pawn, and here we need to call that input action exit car. Alright, for this one we don't need some conditions because our character must be always spawned, except we can create one condition, which is our vehicle movement. Call it here get velocity. This is our speed of car using coordinates, and when you call here vector length, you can actually know how much speed you have, and you need to check it out. Is it greater or less than, for example, 20 or maybe 10, and connect it here. So when car is speeding, you can't jump away from the car. You can add some animations for that, but we're going to keep it simple. So when you are moving, you can't just exit the car, you need to stop and then. Alright, for true, we need to get our character, which called get actor from class. Get actor class. Yeah, get actor of class. This one. And we need to call our character, which is blueprint character player. This one. Okay, and this one must get possessed. So I'm going to get player character. And oh wait, get player controller. This is wrong. Get player controller. And for this one, we need to actually possess again our player pawn. So connect it here, and in pawn you need to connect it here. Also, you need to call from here get mesh. Scroll down and get mesh. And also you need to get capsule component. And scroll down as well. You can find out all that variables at the bottom. So for mesh, we need to do exactly the same but opposite. So I'm going to use this part. And for mesh, set visibility. And now this must be visible. Connect it here. And also for capsule component, we need to set collision enabled. And now this is not no collision, this must be collision enabled. Alright. Yeah, I guess this is enough. Let's check it out. Okay, I'm going to use car, I'm going to move from here, and then I'm going to stop. And then press E. Now I'm using my character again. Alright. Then let's add to our controller get enhanced local player subsystem and add mapping context. Now we need our player mapping connected here. So yeah, this is it. And also we need to change location of our character because our character currently spawns at the same place as the player enters the car. So we need to change our character location. So for this part, this get actor location, we also can set actor location. Okay, this is a set actor location. We can use this new location to adjust where our character will be spawned. So I'm going to use this box collision as the place where the player must spawn, and I'm going to turn it a little bit left. So for that purpose we need to call our interaction area and use get world location. Then we need to call get right vector, not in rotation, get actor right, this one, get actor right vector. This is vector with a length of 1, which works in the coordinates of right and left, so you can move here and here, but this is just a 1, so we need to multiply it by a number to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to use float, and I'm going to make this minus 200. This is because left is negative, so it must be negative number. And then we need to add it to our current location to make sure that this is right from our box, not just in the world. This is right vector from our box, so we need here. Yeah. And this must be added to new location. And let's check it out again. We added control and we added our car. So I'm going to move around. I'm trying to use E and I get my character here. Yeah. But the problem is this branch doesn't work well for some reason. Maybe 10 is too much. Maybe. All right. I'm going to stop here. E. Our character currently, you can see, is here. So it works. But we don't get control of our character. Okay. Clear all mappings. Connect it here. And then add. Maybe vehicle control just creates some issues. Like this. This works perfectly. Then let's check it out. Okay. Yeah, now we can move. And I can enter from here. Yeah, I can't enter because this is a do once. Yeah, we need to reset it for some point. Let's make it reset it from here. So I'm going to use here custom event. You can actually create your events. And I'm going to call this refresh enter in the car. Okay, this event triggers when you called it from anywhere else. You can call it even here. We can right click and call that event. Yeah, this is for some useful utility. For example, you need to create some event and call it from other blueprint. For example, here I want to create that event. So I'm going to use this actor of class. I'm going to call refresh enter in the car. And I can do it. So I'm going to connect it here and then connect it to set visibility. So let's make all this stuff a little bit less messy. Something like this. Yeah. Like this. All right. So now we must be able to enter and exit the car. And here, and I can do that the same again. Yeah, I don't have animations, but animations are paid mostly, and for entering and exiting the car I can't find any free animation, so I can't add animations for this part. And also we need to do a lot of hard work with the car, so I'm going to keep it for more advanced users, not for beginners. So this is it. I hope you enjoy. If so, hit the like button, share comments, tell me about your feelings, what you want to see next, and of course subscribe and enjoy. See ya!